What's up, guys? This is the Shield Skater. Welcome back to the Shit Podcast, and today I want to tell you that we have a Vert skateboarder as a guest. He's also a music producer and he really knows how to skate Vert very well. So let's meet Paul-Luc Ronchetti, a very nice skateboarder for Vert style. Let's meet him at the Shit Podcast.
Hey, how's it going, guys? My name's Paul-Luc Ronchetti. I'm a skateboarder from Norfolk, England, and you're watching the Shit Podcast.
Yeah, welcome. What's up, Paul-Luc? How was it going for you?
How's it going? I'm doing well. I'm just in San Diego, California right now. It's a little bit cold, but probably not as cold as Europe. How are you
Okay.
doing?
Yeah, that's true. So are you going to skate today, right there in San Diego?
I think it'll probably be a session today. I'll hit my friends up and see where they're skating and see how it goes.
Okay, talking about this, when did you start to skate? How many years ago?
I probably started skateboarding when I was about 8 years old, and I'm 27 years old now, so quite a while.
Okay. And what kind of differences can you notice between the moment when you start to skate and nowadays? Talking about the skate community, you know, the skate vibes.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously gotten a lot bigger now these days since back when I was a kid, and it's great to see all the great skate parks being popped up all over the world, and just the whole community in general. I think it's come closer together.
Yeah, that's true. And social media is like a tool that is helping a lot for that.
Exactly, yeah, social media is crazy. It's insane how you can just contact anyone these days and meet up and go and skate and ask questions and all that. It's a really useful tool.
Yeah, for sure. And talking about this, what do you prefer? To make clips for social media or make a big video part? What do you prefer?
I think it's important to, post things online, especially for sponsors and stuff like that. But I think I much prefer to spend a lot of time and make a bigger video part that has more meaning into it. It's more fulfilling that way, and it's just less instant, I guess. It's more, more work goes into it, and it feels a lot better.
Yeah, for sure. It's like a legacy, it's like the legacy that you are living, and 100 years later, you can watch the big video. Maybe
Right, exactly.
a clip for social media is going to lose.
Yeah, exactly. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you do besides skating?
Well, I grew up playing a little bit of music. I like to play the drums, so I play in a couple of bands, and that's kind of my main hobby. Other than that, and I did kind of the usual high school, and then when I moved out to the States about 12 years ago now, I did a little bit of college, but skateboarding kind of got in the way, so I just decided to keep doing that, and I'm still doing it now. But I'm always thinking about the future, but just seeing how far I can take it, obviously.
Yeah, having fun. It's the only thing that matters. Okay, you are from England. What do you think about the skate community in your country?
Skateboarding in England, it's really great because it's such a small country and everybody knows each other. Growing up, I had a great contest and skate session experience. There's great events going on, and I got to skate with some cool people, and they really kind of like mentored me in a way. And it's a really cool skate scene over there, and there's more and more skate parks popping out now than I've ever seen. So I'd love to go back and visit and check it out.
Yeah, for sure. And what do you think? The weather, it is difficult to skate there. How many months can you skate without problems?
Right, that's the negative thing about England is the weather, of course. So you have to be able to find a place inside to skate in the winter, because it just gets so cold and it's rainy and it's miserable. But in the summer, you might get a few good sessions out of the year. But I think there are more inside skate parks now popping up, and that's important over there.
Okay, I like it. What do you think regarding the opportunities? Do you think that are there opportunities in your country to make a living as a skateboarder? How is the industry there?
I think, most places there are opportunities to make a living through skateboarding, but it's getting harder and harder these days, I think. So it's hard to think about that. It's more important just to sort of take it day by day and not get too unrealistic about it, but just have fun and sort of know your limits. But at the same time, thinking about other things on the side that could help with that. So it's not so much pressure on one thing, which is skateboarding. So it just makes it a lot more fun.
I agree with you. It's necessary. Talking about this, how has 2020 been for you and your skate career? Were you able to train your skills, or how was it?
All right, yeah. 2020 has been crazy because it's such a blur of a year, I think, for everybody. But I've still been able to skate as usual. Been able to, like you say, just keep up with my skills and sort of just keep ticking over. It's just a bummer that there's been no events because that's such a big part of our skate culture. So not having that, we've been missing traveling and all of that, but still been able to keep up and keep healthy and keep skateboarding.
And did you participate in any contest, any virtual contest, or just training?
Yeah, I participated in one virtual online contest that Tony Hawk, he was hosting. It was the best trick contest.
Okay.
And that was really fun. We all had 1 hour each to go to the ramp solo, where one guy was filming us, and we had an hour to try and land our best trick, and then they put it together in a montage. So it was really cool that he put that on. It gave us something to do.
I watched it. And what was your trick for that competition?
My trick was it was a 540 double flip indie.
What?
So the board's doing the 540 and a double kick flip, and then you grab indie and land.
My goodness.
But I didn't land it in time, unfortunately.
Oh,
I went back the next day and I got some revenge.
But just for you, okay? Because exactly. I wonder that trick was not like in the top 3.
No, it wasn't.
In fact, Tony Hawk was the guy that won.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I will check that trick. Amazing trick. And based on this, what are your plans for this year, 2021? What are you going to do? Do you have any project?
Right now, it's just kind of anything that's popping up and anything I get invited to, I'm just going to say yes. There was an invite for Nitro World Games in Australia, but that's in October. That's a long way away. So we'll see if anything else comes up before then. But I've just been skateboarding most days. I work on the side as well. I make music. So just kind of doing the same things that I would usually do any year. So it doesn't really change much.
Yeah, for sure. I like it. And I wonder, what inspired you in the past to start in Vert skating?
In the past, originally when I started vert skating, it was just because I would go to the skate park and I just liked skating the biggest things. And of course, I grew up skating small stuff too, and street and mini ramps and bowls and stuff like that. But I really just was focused on vert. I don't know why. It just seemed like really cool when I saw people flying around. So that was like my main interest. And I met some cool guys and they taught me how to drop in and just went from there, really.
Okay, that's cool. And making a synthesis, what do you think is the most interesting aspect of Vert skating, of Vert style skating?
I think the most interesting thing about Vert is everyone has different styles, and you can go really high, you can do really technical, more street-like maneuvers, and you can mix it all together. And it's really creative. It's almost like a blank canvas, and you can kind of do whatever you want if you put your mind to it. So yeah, all different styles, height, speed, technical, it's all cool. It's all really there.
I like your words. And what do you think about street style?
I really appreciate street style skateboarding because I'm always watching videos, street videos, to try and see what could I adapt from like the street to vert. And I guess you could do it the other way around. But yeah, I'm really, really inspired by street skateboarding to take it to vert. So I think it's really cool to mix it together.
And are you able to skate in the streets also? If I say to you, hey, let's go to the streets, we
I would love to cruise along, but I'm not gonna be any good. I'll just try and have fun with it. And
Okay, so we all know that the skating can be a dangerous matter, but what do you think? Vert skating is more dangerous than the street style skating, or what do you think?
I think they're both pretty dangerous. It just kind of depends on your level and what you're comfortable with. But you can get hurt on vert, you can get hurt on street the same way. You know, if you're jumping down a big rail, that's really gnarly. Whereas if you're on the mega ramp or something like that, that's gnarly as well. So they both have very dangerous factors. I would say they're equally dangerous.
Yeah, I agree. And what do you think? Do you prefer to make video parts or to skate in competitions? Of course, before the COVID era.
Yeah, for the before times.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed competitions. It seems stressful at first, but I think that they gave you a really good sense of confidence when you come through in the end. And if you do a good run, or you know, you're just happy with yourself, I think it really pushed me to be a better skateboarder. I love filming video parts too, but it's kind of more difficult to do, I think. It's hard to link up with filmers all the time and get something consistent. So that's something that I love to do just all the time, that if I can film. But contests, when they're around, I really enjoy them, and I'll be looking forward to doing more in the future.
Yeah, that's true. And how do you deal with the pressure? Are you good to deal with the pressure, the crowd cheering, and you know, putting together your line? How is your performance?
I've had struggles and I've had good days. Yeah, good and bad really. And I've learned how to kind of deal with the pressure with like breathing techniques, which sounds kind of weird, but it helps to just be breathing well. Meditation. There's an app called Headspace that I use quite a lot for competitions. So that was really helpful. I never had a problem with the crowd and people around, but it was just more in my own head. Like I would start freaking out about what I was going to do in my run. So I had to kind of like stop thinking about thinking and just let it loose and let it go.
I like it. And you skate without music or with music when you are in competitions? Or
I love to skate with music, but not right in my ears like this. I like it in the speakers. Yeah, it's too close.
you need to hear the environment. So
exactly,
you
I need to hear my wheels. Yeah.
You are good to control your emotions. So these habits that you were mentioning are something that you do all days, every day, like meditating, breathing exercises, or before the contest?
I think it ramps up a lot more before a contest, but I do like to do it on a regular basis, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, even before going to sleep. That's usually the best time I like to do it. But yeah, I think it helps to have like a consistent practice in that.
Okay, that's nice. Talking about your favorites, what is your favorite skater, your favorite Vert skater? Or the top 3 maybe?
Man, there's so many to choose from. I think if I had a top 3, my favorite skateboarder would be Mike Frazier.
Okay.
So Mike Frazier, Chris Miller, and I'll go with the current Jimmy Wilkins, one of my friends.
That's nice.
So there we go.
And what do you think? What is the thing that you like to watch on a skater? When you are watching a skater, you focus on what? Style, difficulty? What do you think?
I think it all comes into play, but the things that I love watching most from a skateboarder is just kind of the control and how you can make something look effortless and easy, because that's always hard to do. So I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate, especially on vert, like going high at amplitude and being able to do technical tricks high as well. So that's really cool to me.
Yeah, okay. And talking about the street skaters, which skaters do you appreciate in the street style? Maybe your favorite ones?
Yeah, so many to choose from again.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy. I do like to watch and have to think. Sorry.
No, don't worry. I just want to know your references. to know.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you know the
Uh,
references build the way we skate?
yeah, I really like growing up watching Matters Apsa.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, just a really cool kind of like different approach to skateboarding, it seemed like. And there's lots of cool spots in his videos. So I really enjoy watching him. Um, Raven Tershi, I'm not sure if he's considered street, but more all around.
Yes, he's
ripping,
very
so-
complete.
ATV, I really enjoyed that. And yeah,
That's fine. And talking about your favorite Vert skate competition, which is that competition?
I think my favorite Vert skate competition doesn't happen anymore. It was
Oh,
back like a few years ago in Switzerland. It was with Freestyle CH in Switzerland. It was like a European X Games almost. I think that was probably my favorite contest I've ever done. But now these days, Vert Attack in Sweden, that's always a really cool one. It's a small sort of like gathering, but it's
Yeah.
just really good like homey vibe and good meetup, and just it's kind of become famous over the years. Just a little bit less pressure than like the contests like X Games and the bigger events like that, which are cool as well because it's it spreads it to the whole world. But I think those two that I last mentioned would probably be my favorite ones I've ever done.
okay. So the vibes in the Vert Attack are not so serious, are more like skating with the homies, with the music. It's something like that. It's more chill.
Exactly, yeah. It's more relaxed. It's crazy at the same time too because there's so many skateboarders trying to skate at the same time. So it's
Okay.
wild, but you have people of all ages and pros, legends, amateurs all together. So I thought that was really cool aspect of it.
And do you have to get invited, or you just have to go to the contest? Or
Yeah, those smaller events, I think you could just have to send an email, register, but you can just show up. Those ones you don't need an invite. The bigger, like more, I guess, corporate contests, you might need an invite for one of those. But yeah, the smaller events, everybody's welcome.
okay, that's nice. And one last question for your favorite ones. What is your favorite trick? The trick that you really like to do?
Man, my favorite trick would be just a body jar, where you come up, backside there, and hit the tail on the way in. That's my favorite trick.
Okay, without
Yeah.
without grabbing the board?
I can do it without grabbing. It's a lot harder, but grabbing the nose is my default on that trick, and I can just try and go as high as I can and smack the tail on the way, and it's really satisfying.
Okay. And the most harder, like the trick that you say, okay, this cost me a lot and I really enjoy to do it.
Yeah, my harder trick, I think, that I like to do in contests would be it's like that trick, but with a 540. So it's called a najar. So it's a 540, and then you smack the tail on the way in. And
Okay.
that's the trick that really gets me going and gets me stoked in contests and when I'm trying to put down the harder run.
Okay, maybe it's your signature move too?
Actually, it was invented by Sandro Dias from Brazil. So he's probably one of the only few people that can do him. So I looked to him as an inspiration for that one and kind of made it my own style, I guess.
Shout out to Sandro Diaz. All
Yeah,
right.
shout out Sandra.
Okay, and who are your sponsors right now?
My sponsors would be 888 helmets and pads. They've helped me out a lot over the last few years. Bombers socks and L2 skateboards out of China.
Okay. And what do you think? What is the most important aspect for you of having a sponsor? The team, the support that the brand gives to you. What do you think?
I think the most important aspect of having a sponsor is definitely the support, just kind of like the communication, make sure everyone's on the same page. Having a team is really cool. I miss that for sure. I'd love to get back on the sort of team vibe because right now it doesn't really feel like that. I guess it's just the year that it's been. But yeah, just communication, everyone working together and support just to make sure everyone's good.
Okay, I like that. So you were mentioning that you also are a music lover. So I wonder, what was first, the music love or the skating love?
I think it kind of happened around the same time because my dad would play a lot of music growing up, so in the car and in the house, and I would just start, dancing and tapping my fingers, and that was probably before I started skateboarding, but I didn't really think about it that much until 8 or 9 years old, and I was playing drums and skateboarding. It was kind of both at the same time, but I would say like skateboarding took over my whole life. And drums and music was kind of behind for a bit, and then now years later I just love them both the same, and it's something different to do, so I'm not getting too bored on each one.
Okay, that's nice. And talking about this, did you mix skateboarding with music? Did you do something like that, projects?
I actually recently made a song, put it out on Bandcamp, where I was recording skate sounds on
Vert
Vert.
sounds. It is.
Yeah, Vert sounds.
That was very nice. I just listened to it.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Appreciate that. Yeah, that was really fun to make. Just capturing different people's trucks or grinding or airs, So lots of different things, and I made it into a drum beat. And then my brother and my dad actually, they put some music over it, and I produced the track. And there we had it. It's fun. It's cool to make.
Okay, like the background, your brother was helping with the background.
He played guitar, and my dad played some keyboard.
That's
It was
nice.
a whole family effort.
Yeah, that's very nice. And how difficult was that project? How many days took the production? Just to take the sounds.
I went to the ramp maybe for 2 or 3 sessions. So that was like 2 or 3 days of like recording, making sure I had the right sounds or enough sounds to work with, and then just going home, sampling the sounds onto my keyboard, and then sort of editing it a little bit to make it sound more like a drum kit, but to keep the sounds recognizable at the same time. So I think it worked out pretty well in the end, I hope.
Okay, and do you think that a new brand sound maker can take those sounds with the cell phone? The part of taking the sounds, or is not recommended for you?
You can get sounds from the cell phone that are pretty good now, actually, and you can now go into your audio workstation and edit them to make them sound amazing. It's crazy how technology is, but I think still it's cool to have a decent microphone and sound equipment to work with, so you're getting the best quality.
Okay, thank you for that, and congratulations for that project, with all the projects that you are making with the music and skating. Okay, Paul-Luc, the conversation is about to end. It's quick and has been very fun. A few last questions and that's it. So what would be your advice or the tip to get some air in a Vert ramp, to get out of the coping? And I wonder, do we have to pop our boards to make a high ollie? How is that? How is the science behind that?
That's a good question. It depends on the size of the Vert ramp. Most bigger ramps have a lot of Vert on them, so you don't really need to pop so much. But I think recommending to anybody would be to start low and work your way up, and don't try to pop out. Some people like to bonk their wheels on the coping. Other people like to scrape, but it's more of like a timing thing. So you start low and then you work your way up, and you're kind of scraping up, and it's more of like a balance between popping and going up. So, and then you have to grab it and not turn your body too fast. That's the main thing that people have trouble with. They turn too fast and over rotate, and it gets messy. So it's a slow spin, I guess you would say.
Okay. And a very nice trick to learn would be an ollie, or maybe a frontier or indie. What do you recommend?
I would recommend just starting off with a backside air. So you're grabbing you can either grab behind your foot or in front of your foot on the nose. That's probably the easiest way. And that's how you really start to feel the motion of the vert kind of taking you up. You don't have to try it that much. You kind of let the ramp do it for you. So when you get enough speed, you can start doing that and sort of going up out of the ramp. You can jump on your knees and knee slide first, see how that feels. Learning how to fall is really important too. So, yeah.
Okay, that's true. Okay, thank you for the advice. I'm going to try all these tips because I really like that to get some air. Thank you.
For sure.
Okay, and one last question. So, what would be your advice for all the people who want to make it happen with their goals, with their dreams? What is working for you?
I think, like you mentioned, goals there. It's really important to have goals, and writing them down is really helpful, and being very specific with them and sort of checking back on yourself every few days to make sure you're on track. So that's, I think, a good piece of advice for anybody. And just not taking anything too seriously. That's a good thing. And yeah, having fun with it. And yeah, I think those are the three main things.
For sure. I agree with you. Okay, thank you, Paul-Luc, for the conversation. As I was saying, congratulations for all the achievements that you have reached. And yeah, that was it for today. Thank you for being part of the Shit Podcast.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. I have good luck with your projects in the music and in the skateboard. All right.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
That you can skate today, maybe, and that you have a nice day. All right.
Have a good evening.
Good vibes for you. Bye.
Sounds good. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay guys, this was Paul-Luc Ronchetti, an amazing skater for Vert, an amazing music producer. I hope that you enjoyed this conversation, and leave your comment down below in order to know your opinion about this amazing skater, and of course about the conversation that we just had. Thank you so much for watching guys, remember to like and subscribe, and of course remember to skate safe. Let's go to the streets.